Welcome to part 2 of Ayaan's story. If you thought betrayal was the end, you were wrong. Because sometimes, betrayal is only the beginning. Tonight's story will take you deep into the world of the Mafia, where friendship and trust are fragile, and every smile hides a secret. Stay with me until the very end, because what happens tonight will change everything. But before we start, here are 5 questions for you to answer after the story. Listen carefully, because the answers are hidden in the story. Ayaan sat quietly in the passenger seat of a long black car. Next to him sat a tall man in his late 30s. His name was Rizwan, sharp jawline, piercing eyes, and a calm voice that carried authority. He was no ordinary man. He was Don Armand's right hand. Rizwan, smirking, "You're a brave one, Ayaan. Not many step into this life willingly." Ayaan didn't reply. He simply watched the city lights passing by. Rizwan, our boss, Don Armand, runs one of the largest clothing businesses in this city. From markets to malls, every thread passes through his empire. He pauses, then with a colder tone, "Work hard, keep your head down, and maybe one day, you'll earn his trust." The car pulled up to a massive mansion, guarded heavily. The gates opened slowly, revealing the empire of Don Armand. Rizwan, firmly, "Stay outside. You're not ready to meet him yet." Ayaan waited for what felt like hours. Finally, Rizwan returned. "Rizwan," the Don agrees. "You can stay, but you're not one of us yet. That cottage over there, it's yours. For now." Ayaan nodded silently. His new life had begun. The next morning, Rizwan woke him early. "Rizwan," mocking smile, "welcome to your first job, engineer. Go clean the toilets inside the mansion." Humiliation burned inside Ayaan, but he said nothing. He did as told. By the afternoon, Rizwan handed him a driver's uniform. "Rizwan, put this on. From today, you're my driver." Ayaan obeyed. He drove Rizwan around the city, visiting fabric suppliers, carrying boxes, and opening doors. Days turned into weeks. The once proud engineer was now just a driver in the Mafia's empire. One evening, inside the mansion's office, the accountant looked pale. "Accountant, something's wrong. The books don't add up. Money is missing." The men argued. Some blamed the suppliers, others blamed careless staff. Ayaan listened quietly before stepping forward. "Ayaan, carefully, I was a database engineer. I can check your sales records. Every shop, every mall, every number. If someone is stealing, I'll find it." The room fell silent. Many laughed at him. "God, he's just a driver. What does he know?" But Rizwan raised his hand. "Rizwan, let him try. If he fails, I'll take responsibility." Reluctantly, Don Armand allowed it. Ayaan worked tirelessly through the night, running queries, checking numbers, comparing records. Finally, he handed a report to the finance manager. It revealed the truth. One of their own men had been stealing for months. Rizwan was impressed. Rizwan, clapping Ayaan's back, "Not bad, engineer. You just saved us millions." But when they searched the traitor's house, it was empty. The man had vanished. Soon, news arrived. The thief was under protection of another powerful boss, Don Samir, who controlled massive stocks and banks across the city. Rizwan, to Ayaan, "Now you see, it's never just business. It's always a war." They confirmed this by spying on Don Samir's car, and spotted the missing man inside. Before confronting him, Rizwan trained Ayaan. "Rizwan, listen carefully. In this world, words aren't enough. You must know how to fight, and how to kill, if you want to survive." For days, Rizwan taught him combat, shooting, and discipline. Finally, he handed Ayaan a pistol. "Rizwan," serious tone, "only use this when I tell you. Do you understand?" Ayaan nodded, though fear weighed heavy in his chest. They followed the man's car to the government bank, the same place where Sana worked. Inside the bank, Rizwan and his men stormed in, weapons raised. Rizwan, commanding, "Don't panic. Nobody will be harmed. We only want one man." The thief raised his hands. He was cornered, and that's when Ayaan's eyes froze. Across the room, standing behind a counter, was Sana. Her eyes widened in shock. She saw him with the Mafia, but she stayed silent. Rizwan moved forward. Rizwan, come with us, or die here. The thief hesitated. Suddenly, he pulled out a hidden pistol and aimed at Rizwan. In that split second, without thinking, Ayaan raised his gun. One shot, straight to the head. The room froze. The thief collapsed. Everyone stared at Ayaan, even Rizwan. Sana's lips trembled, but she said nothing. Tears welled in her eyes. Ayaan's pistol slipped from his hand. He was shaking. Rizwan, calmly, placing a hand on his shoulder. Breathe, Ayaan. You saved my life today. Never forget, this is the cost of survival. They took a ring from the dead man's finger as proof, and returned to Don Arman. But word spread quickly. Don Samir had lost his man, and a new rivalry had just begun. And Sir Ayaan's life was no longer his own. He was no longer just a driver or an engineer. He was now a man with blood on his hands. What will happen when Don Samir seeks revenge? And how will Sana face the man she once loved? That will be revealed in part 3. Don't forget to answer the 5 questions from the start in the comments. And if you're still awake, let this story drift into your dreams tonight. Good night.